Hi drummers, hope you're well. Just a quick one for you about playing with brushes. Now I've done over 1,000 videos on this channel and I've never once mentioned brushes. That's my fault, I'm sorry. So shout out to channel member David and a few others who've asked about this. I should say brushes are not the main thing, far from it. I've played with in my career, but I have done at times, and it's a beautiful sound, undeniably like distinctive, beautiful sound. I've played in big band, like swing band, wind band, stuff like that. And I know a lot of you guys watching this, and David in particular and other channel members do. So again, I'm not the brush expert, I'm not pretending to be, but I'm going to present here what I would consider the classic go-to brush pattern. There are tons of others, people might even argue with this, but this is what I would consider brushes 101. So you take your snare hand, your left hand for right-handed drummers, and you play a sweeping pattern. And it's almost a circle here, more like a sort of oval shape, I would say. Something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So can you see here on the 1 and the 3, I'm at about 10 o'clock on a clock face, and on the 2 and the 4, I'm at about 4 o'clock. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now some drummers like to give it a little push as well, as in like push a little harder into the drum, just on the 1 and the 3, just to give it a bit of momentum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now with the right hand if you're right-handed, we're going to play here a typical jazz ride pattern, as in 1, 2 and 3, 4, and 1, 2 and 3, 4, and your classic jazz ride. Dog walk the dog, right? Dog walk the dog, walk the dog, walk the dog, walk the dog. So let's recap. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice I'm playing a bit of hi-hat time on 2 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm playing 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Swung 8s of course on the ands. And notice that, and this is, I would say this is what brush drummers do most commonly. Notice that I'm swapping over and I'm hitting the 2 and the 4, the backbeat you might say, on the other side of my brush. Swapping over at that point just because of the nature of the sweep. That's often how it works out. It just makes the best use of the space to get over there, and for me it just keeps everything flowing nicely. 1, 2 and 3, 4, and 1, 2 and 3, 4, and 1, 2 and 3, 4. So again, one last recap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. And 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 1. I would say that's the classic brush pattern, and particularly useful for medium tempos and upwards. There are some different brush patterns that drummers more frequently do at slower tempos. We'll get to those at a different time. But I would say, having sort of gone through that experience of going and playing in a band and being expected to play with brushes and actually not having much experience at all when I first did that, that pattern will get you through a lot of stuff. Not everything, but that will be for me, that was the go-to pattern. So that was brushes 101. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. Sometimes, not always, the bass drum will be playing. I should have said this as well. So very, very lightly. It definitely won't overtake the sound of the brushes on the snare, which will be king. To most of the time, to my ears, it doesn't even overtake the sound of the chick, hi-hat with the foot. So the bass drum would be very, very light. It's often called feathering, isn't it? Especially when you play it on every beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Super light. And often when we talk about brushes, people say, aren't you supposed to do it in traditional grip? As far as I'm concerned, do it whatever grip you like. Do it in traditional grip if you like. Do it in match grip if you like. I've certainly seen great brush players playing with both. I'm way more familiar with match grip and use that almost all the time. So I pretty much play everything with match grip. If you like traditional grip and you want to do it, go for it, man. In my opinion, there is no preference one over the other. One is not definitely definitely, I can say for sure, in my opinion, one is not better than the other. Hope that makes a bit of sense. That was Brushes 101. Thanks for watching.